Hello, my name is Daniella Parent, and I will be teaching a lesson about the narration and themes in Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. The narration is the actual telling of the story, and the narrator is the person who tells the story. The narrator tells the story with a perspective informed by his or her beliefs and experiences. Narrators can be major or minor characters or exist outside of the story altogether. The narrator is very important because he or she weaves his or her point of view, including their ignorance and bias, into the tale. A first-person narrator participates in the events of the novel and uses I. A distance narrator, often not a character, is removed from the action of the story and uses the third person, or words like he, she, and they. The distance narrator may be omniscient or limited. An omniscient narrator is able to read the minds of all the characters. A limited narrator describes only certain characters' thoughts and feelings. Ultimately, the type of narrator determines the point of view from which the story is told. To Kill a Mockingbird is told in first-person narration from the point of view of Jean Louise Finch, also known as Scout. Why do you think that Harper Lee chose to tell To Kill a Mockingbird from the first-person point of view? Here's where I would wait for the class to answer. But I would expect something like, because it makes it more personal, or, based on cultural and historical context, which we've read at this point, the story is believed to be at least in part autobiographical. Second question, why might Harper Lee choose to tell the story from an adult perspective, narrated many years after the story's conclusion? Answers I'll accept for this are retrospective omniscience, meaning that Scout sees the errors in her ways and in the ways of the other characters in the story and is able to comment on them and provide some perspective. Second answer is the use of the first person is immersive. It makes you feel like you're more involved in the story. Hearing it from the I perspective gives it kind of a journal vibe. A theme is the common thread or idea incorporated throughout a literary work. A theme is a thought or idea the author presents to the reader that may be deep, difficult to understand, or even moralistic. Generally, a theme has to be extracted as the reader explores the passages of a work. The author utilizes the characters, plot, and other literary devices to assist in this endeavor. There are a number of themes in To Kill a Mockingbird. Among them are growing up, racism, prejudice, empathy, and courage. To make each of these topics into a theme, you have to add insight. This insight is gained from the events or introspections in the narrative. The topic plus the insight equals the theme. And that concludes our lesson for today. Thank you guys so much for sharing.